Cool. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nandit, and my team is building Lighthouse. And today I'm going to talk about programmable storage with Lighthouse. Um, so just a brief intro about our team. We've been active contributors to the Filecoin ecosystem from last 3 years and making it super easy for developers to build on Filecoin and the Filecoin virtual machine and solving major pain points of developers. As per my personal journey, started out of a Filecoin hackathon, and then later on started building open source projects. Joined a Filecoin portfolio company, then got a grant from Protocol Labs. Joined one of their accelerators, then raised some money. So pretty much went through the entire Filecoin pipeline. So happy to talk about that later on if somebody is interested in that part of building a startup in the Filecoin ecosystem. Cool. So what do I mean when I say programmable storage? So essentially, at a granular level, it means that you can program a resource like storage. And then what I believe is this makes storage much, much smarter and something the traditional cloud doesn't provide. And it means that not just now you can upload your data, but you can configure it in as many ways as possible, like how many replications do you want, how often do you want it to be renewed. That could be like a couple of months to years to forever. And what happens if a miner drops your file? How does the repair process works, and which miner do you want to store your data at whatever locations that they are located at? And then, pulling these use cases from Rolf's previous slides, I guess this just opens up like a new plethora of use cases, or like anything that people want to build on FVM and touch the storage layer in a smarter way. Lighthouse SDK would allow you to do that. One of the first use cases that we ourselves building is perpetual storage, like that allows you to store your data forever, and then could be useful for other interesting use cases like access controls, or people can build like some insurance market along with the smart storage functionality that we have. So we're talking about the first use case of perpetual storage contracts. Like these are a set of smart contracts deployed on a Filecoin virtual machine. Essentially, for the user point of view, you can be a dev, you pay upfront for your file, and the payment goes to endowment pool, which is based on smart contract, and then it pays for the ongoing storage of your files. Like we have this integration with another DeFi protocol called as Glyph, where let's say how a real world endowment like university endowment works. Our Lighthouse endowment pool funds are lent to Glyph and then generates further yield, and the purpose of the yield is to pay for ongoing storage or deals of your data. And then this is something, again, like there's this another storage protocol out there, Arweave, that brought this concept of permanent storage. But we believe that as a team that IPFS and Filecoin is more wider adopted in the ecosystem. So if we can build like a more easy to way on-chain way for people to store forever on top of Filecoin, that could be super useful. And the cool thing about us is like our endowment pool acts as a framework. So there would be a general endowment pool that we are spinning up that stores all the users' data, but there could be like teams like NFT storage, which can have like an NFT specific endowment pool, or maybe in future like DA projects who want to have like a DA specific endowment pool and maybe fund it with whatever coins that they want to. And then with the current state of endowment pools, it's already on mainnet, and we are testing it internally within our team, and we're getting like a external audit very soon. So planning to have it live in May for production use. And some of the applications that are building on top of Lighthouse. One is SPN DAO, which is a credit score data DAO, using Lighthouse for permanent storage and then for encrypting the credit score data as well, so that when they monetize the data, the DAO members can be rewarded with some fee or rewards. The second integration, which is already live, is with Ocean Protocol, which is a project which is, I guess, making strides in tokenized AI space. And now if you're building on Ocean, you get an option there directly to store on Filecoin long-term using Lighthouse. And then there's this rollup called as Rolux, who's using Lighthouse right now as storing their proof of data availability. And with that, they are able to have a much cheaper DA-proof storage than even the likes of Optimism. And then again, has all sort of different key use cases like NFT. We have various white labeled NFT solutions building on Lighthouse, and now getting NFT storage as a client as well, like who are spinning like an NFT specific endowment pool, and then they have all sort of clients with like OpenSea, Rarible, etc. So starting April, um, with this NFT storage integration, you will see indirectly like Lighthouse deal engine and endowment contracts are used to enable permanent storage for NFTs. And yeah, like when I say on chain, what I mean is like as a user, you can come up with a file or a CID, interact with our deal client contract, and then we have this piece of backend code that we call as like RAS worker, which listens and fetches your files from could be our staging layer like a IPFS layer, or could be an external data source, and then whatever configurations that as a client you have asked for, like you want 3 replications for next 3 years, we initiate those deals using our deal engine on the Filecoin network, and then have this constant eye over your storage deals that, okay, if one of the miners drops, we initiate a new deal. And then after that, we give this proof on chain as well, which is called as PODSI, like proof of data segment inclusion. So in a way, when you uploaded the file to Lighthouse, it could be at a staging environment like IPFS. And when we aggregate all the client's data together into like a bigger deal, like a 32 GB deal to be sent to the Filecoin, we give you back this proof called as PODSI. And the proof is given through like a API interface, which is again like centralized, but you can verify that proof on chain using like this pod side compute on a Filecoin virtual machine. So good enough guarantee that like your 10 MB file is in the bigger 32 GB bundle that we are sending on to the Filecoin networks, and you can verify that Lighthouse is actually storing your data on Filecoin. And this is another key functionality on the programmable side that we have built, where we have these sets of Lighthouse nodes. Right now, we run these 5 nodes within our team, and it can be used to store like encrypted data and build like token-gated applications. You can use it for all sort of use cases like token gating your files with a on-chain NFT logic, or it could even be time log retrieval. Let's say you want a file to be accessed only after a certain epoch, which may translate to like a 1-year time, and then using this programmable access control, you can configure that. And what happens is there's this process of distributed key generation, where the decryption key of your file is split across these 5 nodes, and then next time when you come, you can send a signature through a crypto wallet like MetaMask or like a Solana wallet, or it could be like a Google GitHub through like Web3 auth or something similar. Or it can even be like a passkey signature, which is primarily used for fingerprint and Face ID logins, and we like our Lighthouse nodes authenticate that, and then they share the keys shards that they own for your decryption key, which is at the end of the day aggregated on the client side, and then you can decrypt and view the file. So something which we have made it open source, and we have seen like even some wallet projects out there who have been like use some of this work that we have made open source, unlike some other systems that exist in the market which are not open source. But then this solves this problem that if you want to store like some encrypted data on a decentralized network like IPFS and Filecoin, we enable that, and then you can have all sort of on-chain smart contract logic on FVM. Yeah, so again, this is redundant from a talk that I gave this morning, but then this is what's next for us. I always like to talk, okay, what's our short-term, medium-term, and long-term priorities. Short-term, as I mentioned, our endowment pool part is getting tested on mainnet internally within our team. So by May, as we get our audit done, it will be live on a Filecoin virtual machine, and we will be spinning out one general Lighthouse endowment pool, like focusing on all sort of use cases that we are currently serving, be it like NFTs, be it DA, be it could be like general users coming for storing their Web3 applications data. And then for the NFT storage team, there's going to be an NFT specific endowment pool targeted towards all the NFT marketplaces, NFT tools, and then their endowment pool will be controlled by, let's say, initially their manager address, but as per their roadmap in future, they can transfer it to a NFT storage DAO or let it controlled by a public like good mechanism. So I think that's a very interesting thing that we are planning to achieve short term. medium term, the plan is by in year's time, we get this layer of Lighthouse permissionless. What I mean when I say layer is like we have this programmable storage piece of backend, which I think if this project has to sustain longer than our lives, has to be run not just by our team, but then by other ecosystem folks as well. And then this endowment pool that we are spinning, the whole framework has not to be controlled by, let's say, me or somebody else. Like, okay, if I want to lend our endowment pool to certain DeFi protocols and earn further yield to fund endowment pool, that is a decision we want to be taken by a DAO, possibly through a crypto economic mechanism facilitated by a potential token. So that's our medium-term goal with Lighthouse is to make our layer permissionless over on top of Filecoin. And then the long-term, the goal is more on the market side that set up Lighthouse as a default on-chain layer for Web3 projects to store on decentralized storage. Decentralized storage has been there from some time now, but I guess now with the layer that we are building, most of the Web3 applications, let's say starting with NFTs, then data availability, they can use it as a complementary solution to like store their data long-term, DA proofs, and then potentially down the line in the future, like decentralized AI, ZK proofs. We want to make sure that in 1 to 2 years' time, Lighthouse is the go-to default layer for projects to interact with decentralized storage, especially if they are Web3 projects. That's what our focus is at Lighthouse, because we envision a world where in 5 to 10 years' time, all the applications become on-chain or they get taken over by their on-chain like counterparts. So focusing on Web3 is something that is closer to our heart. And then, yeah, happy to answer any questions if anyone has. And that's it from my side.
Yeah.
Like I know that I was out here. So when you go to the business, like really is down, you know, the security, so I can be different.
Yeah, so IPC is something that is on my roadmap for sure to learn about. And I need to talk with Raul as well about that. So I guess, yeah, when we go permissionless, I can imagine like there's this set of Lighthouse nodes and then it would require a consensus mechanism. So I'm still learning about that part on what's the best route to go permissionless. And because I think it's a very interesting endeavor because we want to go permissionless, but it's a very long-term commitment that we're committing that Lighthouse as a layer. We will be like long-term committed to run nodes that could be like us or like various ecosystem partners. So something that we need to look onto, and IPC could be a way to do that down the line for sure.
Yeah. So Podset lets me. No, sorry. Podset lets me, or lets you prove to me that you've stored my data. But that means this will wait like hours, even days until it is actually gets stored filed and secure. Have you considered having anything like a receipt, where like once you give me the receipt, I know you have to eventually give me this Podset proof, and you don't flash what you just like that.
Yeah. So then right now our pod side is quite like instant. Like we do give like a receipt that you can check that, okay, that is my file into that bundle that I'm forming. But I guess you're right that till the miner accepts the data, there's like this time frame that, okay, what if the miner rejects? Then what happens in that case? We need to work upon that part. But I guess right now it's solving more of this problem that when data is live on Filecoin, is your data in that deal an intermediary? There's like some trust involved that we need to work around on how to solve that.
I think here's like, I would like to just give some of my data and walk away and know that like that data is now like, it may not be on Filecoin yet, but like somebody that give me a guarantee that it will end up on Filecoin and like our consequences for not getting on Filecoin or something like that.
Yeah, consequences part is interesting because we enable this, even though our endowment pool is going live, it's not live in production, but we have on-chain payments through FEM. So if you go that route and not the API key route, at least you know, you can prove that, okay, this is the CID I interacted with Lighthouse contract, and this is, let's say, the approximate full amount that I paid for it. And then at least you can say that, okay, this is an on-chain guarantee that I'm expecting, otherwise we'll refund back you the money. But yeah, I can see that between the time it goes live on the deal, there's some work to be done around that part.
I'm sure you'll crack people say the cloud was slow because they just skip data storage and stuff like that. If we could change that there and say, okay, it's not about when it gets into a deal, it's like about like when someone picks up your data to the decent
And doing the thing that solution can let you do it.
So, we'll be using Filecoin like the rest because it's decentralized storage, man. Like Lighthouse is great, providing a easy-to-use service. But if you might have concern, it's still great to go into the centralized again. But like I'm storing some data on Filecoin, eventually it's on Filecoin. From the through Lighthouse, eventually on Filecoin. But the Lighthouse has some contains user without other access to data with the company cheaper by the airports and for any other candidate to be make Lighthouse more decentralized as trust on top.
Yeah, I think that's what the next phase of the work is after we get the endowment pool live. Like, how do we make the layer of Lighthouse permissionless? And as I showed like this previous slide, this is the part of code that we are planning to bundle into like a Lighthouse node, where this could be potentially be run by a community, and then it's not just our team running that backend code, which is initiating Filecoin deals. So yeah, right now though it's going through our piece of backend, and you can argue that it's a centralized on-ramp, but then we are planning to bundle this into a node that people can run. That answers your question.
Impossible.